everyone, welcome back for another session with me. I am Faiz, technology enthusiast and application engineer from CADVision Systems. Now, for this session, I will bring you through the most exciting and the most awaited part for today's webinar, the What's New for SolidWorks 2023. As we all know, SolidWorks is the most feature-rich CAD solution available, but this doesn't mean significant improvements can be made. Thus, for SolidWorks 2023, we'll focus on expanding the capabilities of existing features to optimize your productivity.
Communicating with your team on a project is vital to success, and a great way to do this is through comments. In SolidWorks 2023, comments are enhanced to improve usability. Now, you can emphasize text using the bold, italic, or underline modifiers. Adding a screenshot to the comment is just a click away. Besides, you can also add images from your local machine to give your comment even more context. The background color can be changed as well so others understand the priority at a glance. These labels can, of course, be customized to add even more clarity. If a comment is critical, you can set them to appear when the document is opened. It's no secret that SolidWorks has the most customizable interface of any CAD application. Have you customized too much? Or maybe you want a fresh start? Don't worry, now you can more easily restore the default settings in SolidWorks 2023. Each tab of the Customize window has a Reset to Defaults button that allows you to reset that specific tab settings, the Command Manager, or all customizations. And of course, we have to talk about performance. The render system released in 2019 to improve frame rates during pan, zoom, and rotate has been dramatically optimized. We listened to user feedback and resolved many issues. You'll now have greater reliability with the enhanced graphics performance box check so that you can realize the faster frame rates when viewing large assemblies or parts with complex geometry. A better user experience means improved productivity. Customizing the user interface, communicating effectively, and improving frame rates allows you and your team to speed through your designs. Communicating with your team becomes even more effective when storing your data on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. All credentialed stakeholders have access to view content and can even make markups using any device with an internet connection. These markups are stored with the data and shared directly so that the right person has access to the right data at the right time. Isn't it convenient? SolidWorks is the most feature-rich CAD solution available, but that doesn't mean significant improvements can't be made. In SolidWorks 2023, we focus on expanding the capabilities of existing features to make you more productive. Inscribing information such as serial number or model names into cylindrical surfaces is best done with single-line fonts. SolidWorks 2023 allows you to scribe these fonts using the wrap feature. Adding the DTV logo to the end of this handle is easy with library features, just drag and drop. However, in some situations, a reference may not be valid or otherwise broken. In 2023, you now have the option to keep the feature and solve the issue manually rather than having to cancel the action, edit the library feature, and reapply. This design is a good start, but the smooth surface may not provide enough grip for the rider. Let's create a pattern of ellipse-shaped bosses to give the rider confidence when traveling over even the most extreme terrain. In SolidWorks 2023, you can now create ellipses with construction geometry, making orientation effortless by selecting a construction line, then choosing the appropriate relation. Fully defining the ellipse is now easier since you don't have to select multiple points to define the major and minor axes. Well, creating an offset body is easy in SolidWorks, but how far along the handle should we place it? Since we're creating a pattern of these bodies, it would be best to define the parameter based on a global variable that also defines the spacing of the instances. In SolidWorks 2023, the Move Copy Bodies command can now define translation and rotation of bodies with equations, even on a per configuration basis. A design like this tends to be iterative, so having convenient access to these parameters will save time. Using these equations and variables in several features allows us to make broad changes without having to edit each individual feature. Finally, reducing part complexity and protecting intellectual property are a great use of the D-feature tool. But in some cases, you may not want to create a whole new part that will need to be managed, stored, or otherwise lifecycle managed with a PDM system. SolidWorks 2023 SP1 will allow you to create a configuration of your defeatured parts, which can be useful for creating simplified versions. And since it's a derived configuration, it will adopt changes made to its parent configuration. Also, replacing the complex version of this component in the assembly no longer requires selecting a new part file and reattaching mains. Simply select the configuration from the drop-down menu. SolidWorks is the most feature-rich CAD system, and now those features are even better with this latest release. Whether you're sketching, inscribing text, or working with bodies, these tools are even more flexible, giving you more ways to increase your productivity than ever. Last but not least, saving your data to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform allows you to do much more with it. You'll have access to tools like advanced analysis with Simulia, complex material models, highly accurate solvers, and powerful cloud technology that dramatically reduces solve time. This means you can make better designs faster with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. Moving on, SolidWorks structure systems and sheet metal have new enhancements in 2023 that enable smoother design to manufacturing workflows and speed up tedious tasks. This track setting machine has a hydraulic guard that needs to be extended to further protect these couplings from heavy equipment and falling debris during operation. Opening this sheet metal part, we can easily extend the front of the part 2 inches to cover the coupling. But notice when making this change, a warning popped up in the tree. New for SolidWorks Sheet Metal 2023, sheet metal specific sensors can be created to dynamically warn you if the flat pattern of the sheet metal part exceeds width, length, area or bounding box area blank values. This new feature saves redesign time and catches costly mistakes, so your sheet metal parts will sail through manufacturing. By reducing the outer dimension of this part, the warning goes away. When this part was originally created, a sketch was used to create the initial base flange where all bands were equally dimensioned. But when accounting for material thickness, it results in different radii for the inside and outside corners, and that's a problem for manufacturing since this requires additional machine setup. Now in SolidWorks 2023, you can choose the new symmetrical option, which will ensure an identical inside and outside resultant band radius. We use a gauge table for this sheet metal part, and now in the drawing, the gauge value can be added directly to the cut list properties, preventing the need to create any global variables or equations. As we're preparing to ship the machine, we'll need to build a sturdy, reusable shipping crate to prevent damage while transporting from job site to job site. SolidWorks Structure Systems was used to build this steel crate from a combination of 3D sketches for primary members and reference planes for secondary members. By default, all of these corners are mitered, which is great for some applications, but for this crate, we'll need to change the corner treatments to make it easier to build. New in SolidWorks 2023 Structure Systems, we can now automatically group similar corners to apply the same corner treatment. These purple arrows identify which corners will belong to the group. Using the new Zoom to Selection command, we can verify that the trim order is exactly what we want. To strengthen the corners, we'll add a connection element like this cassette. New in 2023, this can be patterned to similar corners. Again, the purple arrows identify where the pattern gussets will go, automating the structural design process and saving time. We may want to build a more durable crate with larger square tube stock. New in Structure Systems 2023, we can now change the weldment profile for a select set of members and save that to a unique configuration. SolidWorks Sheet Metal and Structure Systems in 2023 accelerates your design to manufacturing workflow and adds new features that every shop floor operator will enjoy. And also, when you connect your designs to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, sharing your work with other users or across teams is easier than ever. Through the years, SolidWorks assemblies have brought intuitive and efficient workflow capabilities that help bring your complex models to life. SolidWorks 2023 expands on new assembly enhancements and continues to accelerate performance. Let's dive in and explore some of these inspiring new capabilities. Creating assembly patterns is a common time-saving practice. Patterns such as this linear pattern often require some instances to be skipped with different variations. The traditional workflow would need multiple pattern features or instances to be suppressed and unsuppressed depending on the desired configuration. In SolidWorks 2023, this is no longer the case. Any pattern type that supports skip instances now supports configurations, offering a much more direct way to modify your patterns. With cost being a consideration, having a rubberized wheel might be a better option than the current ball bearing selection. Using the replace component is a simple way to swap out existing parts, and now you'll see additional options have been added. 2023 welcomes the ability to replace a single component, multiple components in the current assembly, and the current behavior of the assembly and sub-assembly levels. You also see a new preview window, giving direct visual feedback, ensuring accurate component replacement every time. During the replace command, a rebuild error occurs due to a failed concentric mate. Mismatched base IDs can often lead to lost productivity during assembly design. With SolidWorks 2023, you'll be excited to see a new auto repair feature built right into the context toolbar or located in the right mouse button from the mate group. Auto repair will automatically look for similar face, edge, vertex, or reference geometry and attempt to reattach any missing items. This is a huge time saver for keeping your mates error-free. With multiple configurations included in this assembly, you'll want to ensure the bill of materials appropriately reflects each instance. In previous versions of SolidWorks, this option could be set in the configuration or bill of materials property, a manual and often overlooked process. SolidWorks 2023 offers a new document property type, allowing configurations to be used as the default BOM part number. Enabling this option will make certain unique configurations are accurately reflected. To allow for proper assembly of the manufactured model, an assembly level card will be needed to assist in accessing some key fasteners. New in SolidWorks 2023, assembly cards include the same end conditions as seen as the part level, expanding flexibility to your design intent. In this case, adding an up-to surface will automate the exact cut depth regardless of any changes to the conveyor's geometry. Using a box select will gather all intersecting parts to be included in the card, which includes some toolbox component. This could lead to some issues downstream with the propagate to parts option checked. New in SolidWorks 2023, toolbox components are automatically removed from this list and a notification is shown, giving you an extra level of security to your shared toolbox library. Taking a look at the conveyor assembly, multiple configurations have been created. To speed up the layout process, magnetic mates have also been defined. But depending on which configuration, different magnetic connection points may or may not be needed. SolidWorks 2023 adds new functionality to magnetic mates by allowing you to suppress and unsuppress individual connection points. This new feature brings extended functionality to an already powerful way to approach your assembly process. Even with configured magnetic connections, getting the right placement can sometimes be a tedious task. In SolidWorks 2023, magnetic connection points respect the visibility of the part or assembly they are attached to. Using hide, isolate, and display states help you focus on the areas where new connections are taking place. Assembly visualization offers a dynamic way to display and sort information about your assembly. In 2023, additional support for lightweight mode is introduced, no longer requiring you to resolve components for properties such as mass and total weight. The properties drop-down list has also been updated to an alphabetical order, a more intuitive way to locate commonly used properties such as graphic triangles. You'll also notice that the rollback bar has also been taken for a much easier mouse selection. As you can see, this assembly is starting to grow in complexity, which can impact overall performance. SolidWorks 2023 simplifies working with large assemblies with a new system option. Enabling this improves performance by selectively using lightweight technology when you load components in resolve mode, taking out the manual process of switching between the two. With this new option available, you can spend more time focusing on your design and less time managing large assembly modes. Large assemblies can also introduce issues when working with external vendors through neutral file types such as a commonly used step format. SolidWorks 2023 now supports exporting assemblies as multiple step files through a new system option. With this enabled, step files for the top level, sub-assembly and individual parts are created, introducing a more streamlined approach when collaborating through neutral file types. Whether you're building simple or complex assemblies, SolidWorks 2023 offers an array of new enhancements to ensure your job can be done as efficiently as possible. And make sure to check out how connecting your assembly designs to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform can extend value to other users and stakeholders beyond the design interface. Documenting your designs means making drawings, and the more complex your products become, the more detailing is required. Enhancements to drawings in SolidWorks 2023 will help you create drawings with more automation, higher accuracy, and expanded utility so you can get your designs built right the first time. Now you can open the associated drawings of parts and sub-assemblies right from within a higher level drawing, whether you select from the Feature Manager, from a table, or directly from the graphics area. This will help you navigate a product structure without having to locate or open the reference part or assembly models. It's common to make manual overrides to a bill of material table, but how do you know which cells have been modified? Now, when a table is selected, any overridden items display with a user-defined highlight color, possibly preventing a costly error. You can restore original values individually, by row or column, or reset the entire table at once. Besides, auto balloons can now show quantities outside the balloon. This option was previously only supported for manual balloons. This enhancement improves automation and provides greater formatting control when detailing assembly items. Visualizing transparent objects in the drawing view just got easier with a new detailing option to see through transparent components or bodies. This can be enabled on a view-by-view basis or set as a document-level option that will apply to any newly added views. Anything behind a transparent object will be shown with visible edges, so you can create drawings with even more detail and creativity. Betul. Sampai kat sini purple. Visualizing transparent objects in the drawing view just got easier with a new detailing option to see through transparent components or bodies. This can be enabled on a view-by-view basis or set as a document-level option that will apply to any newly added views. Anything behind a transparent object will be shown with the visible edges, so you can create drawings with even more detail and clarity. As we know that, complete and accurate documentation is essential to getting your designs built right the first time. Now, enhancements to drawings in SolidWorks 2023 will help you accomplish your detailing tasks faster and communicate your design intent even more effectively. Importantly, with SolidWorks connected to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, secure cloud data management is built in, so your most critical information is always up to date, accessible, and ready for your team to engage with. All of this puts you that much closer to the perfect build. Next, PDM Professional has long set the standard for on-premise data management for SolidWorks. With the 2023 release, it's once again raised the bar for usability, performance, and security. Access to complete and accurate data is critical to getting any design released. For 2023, static text in the data card can be copied and pasted into any field, hence reducing errors. And now, property field data also supports custom tooltips, ensuring users to know exactly what to enter, and button controls can be linked directly to user data, making it easy to find and fill card fields. Administrators can also include user information as variables for both transitions and revision comments, providing improved design history. And for greater clarity, the Get dialog now includes last save and revision information. Editor, which allows them to customize the content of the notification. We can now add images to support corporate branding, while the columns can provide recipients additional insight into custom properties. Creating and consuming design deliverables is undeniably crucial when working with others. For customers licensed to use SolidWorks MPD, the Convert task now supports the creation of STEM 242 files that further enables model-based workflows. While for eDrawings users, Windows Explorer supports thumbnail previews, making it easy to visually identify the file. And the full PDM preview now utilizes the Microsoft Edge control, which allows the viewing of HTML5 content. For administrators, common tasks have become more efficient. Now, admins can configure automatic login for the administration tool, thus streamlining their access. Task host servers can be removed from the execution list, which can help to avoid confusion. And user management is enhanced to include the ability to restore deleted users, as well as the ability to revoke access for multiple users at one time. For users that have been assigned to groups, a new pop-up provides visibility to where a user has inherited a specific permission and can be pinned in place for easy comparison. Finally, performance and security have been significantly improved in PDM Pro 2023. Common archive server activities like adding, removing, and transitioning files will see a notable performance improvements in higher latency environment. To ensure increased security of your valuable IP, all traffic between clients and the archive server is now encrypted, and a new get log can be enabled to ensure traceability of document retrieval from the vault. With streamlined usability, improved communication, and increased security, PDM Professional 2023 is purposely built to help you get your job done faster and safer than ever before. You know you've been considering a solution to manage your SolidWorks data for years, but it's just felt daunting. Hardware investments are expensive, implementations are resource intensive, and in the end, do you really have the time? Well, let's see how Eric and his team overcame these common barriers with Collaborative Designer for SolidWorks on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. With the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, there's minimal configuration, so within minutes, Eric is able to begin securely saving his data to the cloud directly from SolidWorks. Bookmarks provide a familiar way for him to organize and structure his designs, so with a simple click to save, Eric's design is secure. His custom properties are extracted, and with built-in lifecycle management, he can control design access privileges simply by updating the status. Without purchasing a single server, Eric's team can now access his designs from anywhere with a web browser. Pete is in product management and not a SolidWorks user. When he's on-site with his supplier to review the product structure, he has direct access to Eric's release designs. With the help of tags and filters, he can quickly visualize those parts that will be made and those that will be purchased. When Pete's supplier provides him feedback to improve the design, Pete captures the ideas in markup. Redline sketches of the model help him to convey that the lower bracket could directly support the piston, reducing the number of parts and strengthening the overall design. Previously, when sharing the feedback to Eric, Pete would send emails with a few napkin sketch attachments. Now, he simply creates a task, assigns it to Eric, and drags and drops the markup and assembly onto the task, streamlining their design feedback and collaboration. Back at the office, Eric is able to access Pete's task right inside of SolidWorks. He updates the status and then opens the assembly with a simple drag and drop. The assembly is brought local to his machine, ensuring optimal performance. Opening the markup in the task pane provides Eric a convenient reference to the changes he needs to make. Eric would have traditionally spent a lot of time renaming and replacing files to represent the new revision. But now, he simply bumps the revision on the affected part in the assembly and the references are managed for him. He modifies the geometry as requested by Pete, and with the help of the integrated search, he can find just the right piece of hardware to finish the task. With the changes made, Eric updates the release status of the design and finalizes the task. With Collaborative Designer for SolidWorks, managing and collaborating on your SolidWorks data has never been more accessible. And as your needs grow, the 3DEXPERIENCE Works will continue to help you overcome barriers with connected change management, project management, and release management. What barriers to design collaboration will you overcome with 3DEXPERIENCE Works? As what we can see here, this sewing machine has dozens of moving parts that all need to work together perfectly to get good results and ensure reliability. Let's see how the new enhancements to SolidWorks Simulation 2023 can gain deep insight into some of these complex mechanical systems. When zooming in on the presser foot assembly, we see that this handle uses a cam and follower design to raise the foot away from the fabric. The follower is held in place by a strong spring that holds the fabric down while sewing. We want to make sure that the spring is strong enough to keep enough pressure on the fabric, but not too strong, making it difficult to raise the lever. We'll need to test multiple spring stiffnesses until we get it right. Since there's a sliding contact, we could see some long soft times when we run the analysis. But now in SolidWorks Simulation 2023, there's a new adjustment for contact penalty stiffness. This will trade some contact pressure accuracy for shorter soft time. This is great for testing out complicated assemblies or running multiple iterations, searching for an optimized design. In this head-to-head comparison, when the contact penalty stiffness is set to its lowest value, the simulation runs significantly faster. Looking at the needle bar assembly, we want to ensure the needle clamp is strong enough to take on the repetitive forces from the needle. To simplify this assembly, we'll remove the set screws from the analysis. New in SolidWorks Simulation 2023, we have more flexibility when creating bonded contacts between non-touching faces at extreme angles to one another, like the threaded holes for the set screws and the flat cutout on the needle bar. The upper shaft assembly has several plastic injection molded parts with the complex geometry which could require some advanced meshing and mesh interrogation. New in the command manager is the diagnostic tools flyout menu that provides quick access to important tools like mesh quality diagnostics. We quickly detect some poor quality elements that will require mesh refinement to ensure accurate results. For SolidWorks Simulation professional users, the Under Constraint Bodies command has been greatly improved. The solver now performs a singular value decomposition, which is much faster than previous versions. We'll also see far more realistic feedback of complex under constraint systems like this straight take-up mechanism. And for Simulation Premium users, the linkage rod connector, which was introduced last year, is now available for non-linear static and dynamic studies. It will work perfect here to help simplify the analysis and speed up runtime. Changing end conditions, offsetting the link, and dimensioning the rod will replicate its exact function in the analysis. SolidWorks Simulation 2023 will speed up the analysis process with new enhancements for every designer. Contact problems will run faster than ever, bonded contacts between non-touching faces are more flexible to use, and enhancements to Simulation Professional and Premium allow for quick investigation of boundary conditions and powerful simplification tools to get your job done faster. Connecting SolidWorks to advanced simulations just got a lot easier with 3DEXPERIENCE works. Adam has an existing simulation study to validate the crank components of this sewing machine. While a linear static analysis in SolidWorks simulation provides good insight into the structural integrity, Adam needs more capabilities provided by the 3DEXPERIENCE platform to solve for the dynamic response from the inevitable needle break. Some of the sewing machine components are defined with custom materials and they need to be created in 3DEXPERIENCE. To automate this task, Adam imports his custom SolidWorks material library. This eliminates the need for the time-consuming and error-prone task of creating materials manually. In these new material objects, the SolidWorks simulation material properties are maintained and converted to Abacus multiphysics properties. These are leveraged to solve for additional real-world phenomena. For the case of the needle break, Adam only needs to add damage properties. Back in SolidWorks, Adam has access to the centralized 3DEXPERIENCE material library so he can ensure he's defining the correct materials. Additionally, when he transfers the simulation study to the platform, the materials along with the loads and boundary conditions are automatically mapped to the newly created structural simulation. With this, Adam can easily extend his simulation workflow. Adam builds on top of the simulation by adding a new procedure with an explicit dynamic step so he can solve for the needle break and the response in the sewing machine crank. To reduce the calculation time and eliminate the need for Adam's computer, he runs the simulation with the included cloud license. The simulation can be monitored from any device with a web browser so Adam can easily tag the convergence and see when the results are available. While viewing the results, Adam identifies an opportunity to optimize the shape and mass of the needle bar link. He defines the SolidWorks dimensions of interest as parameters and selects them in a new parametric design study in 3DEXPERIENCE. With goals of minimizing mass and stress, the best design alternative is identified for him. With a couple of clicks, he generates the alternative design so he can perform additional analysis and update the SolidWorks assembly with the optimal part model. To evaluate how long the link will last, Adam creates a durability analysis case and defines the fatigue loading. The results identify where and when the link will fail first, but how can he increase the life without changing the geometry? He modifies the surface finish in the weak areas only, which minimizes the amount of manufacturing necessary to create a long-lasting part. All of Adam's work is managed and automatically backed up in 3DEXPERIENCE. Furthermore, he doesn't need to spend time creating reports of his simulations. Since all the data is on the platform, the details can be easily viewed in 3D in a web browser. Comments, notes, and changes can be shared with the other stakeholders in the same cloud-based environment, streamlining communication throughout the organization. And this rapid product development and validation doesn't stop at structural analysis. Take on fluids, plastics, electromagnetics, and motion studies as well. How will you expand your horizons with advanced simulation and 3DEXPERIENCE works? As many of us are aware, parts are becoming more complex and delivery times are getting shorter. Especially when you add the advancements of machine tools, it becomes crucial that shops streamline the manufacturing process. Being able to program parts faster and more accurately allows companies to focus on new jobs and not on manufacturing errors that cause delays. Like you, Sam has many different parts come through his shop. He is able to spend more time bidding jobs and managing the business since he started using Delmia's shop floor programmer. Let's take a look at some of the tools Sam uses to accelerate programming time and reduce manufacturability errors. Sam starts with the Setup Wizard. Shop Floor's machining wizard simplifies the task of setting up your working environment with a guided step-by-step workflow. The wizard speeds up setup time by defining machine, host processes, stock and tooling, and for any machine in your shop. Defining machining operation is fast, easy, and accurate in shop floor programming, utilizing automation tools like automatic hole feature recognition. Feature recognition will identify the diameter and depth of each hole on the part and assign the appropriate process. Setting machining areas and boundaries can be a timely task in most CAM systems. Automatic boundaries and process-specific controls help you fine-tune your programs for your specific machines without fear of gouging. Accuracy is paramount, so for the final surface machining, Sam takes advantage of advanced surface finishing to precisely machine the entire surface of the part. Shop floor programmer uses the actual surface geometry to calculate the surface path. This eliminates surface twisting and costly handwork. Advanced surface finishing can also be used for complex 3D geometry, such as the webbing on the bottom of the part. You can also define the boundaries of all operations like this time-intensive machining process by using limiting contours. The selection tools make it easy to define this area, using both existing geometry and as well as automatic definition. You can review the entire machining process at any time by running a full machine simulation. Here, you can look for any potential problems and clearly see the different type of operations separated by specific coloring. Toolpath simulation shows leftover stock or intermediate stock, which makes cleanup fast and easy. The graphic representation of the toolpath laid over the part gives you a clear view of the operations. Once satisfied with his results, Sam just saves the NC code and sends it off to his machine. He knows the code is right because shop floor programmer supplied him with proven post processors specific to the machines in his shop. Once the job is running, Sam has constant visibility through the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. He knows that having all of his data in one place helps his team communicate any changes that may come up. Find out how Delmia Shop Floor Programmer empowers you to program any machine in your shop quickly, easily and accurately, slashing design to production cycle time resulting in more accurate parts and faster time to market. All of this is possible with the power of the 3DEXPERIENCE Works. How will you expand your horizons with 3DEXPERIENCE Works manufacturing automation?
So, what do you think after seeing all these new technologies? Are you excited to explore SolidWorks 2023? Share with us in the chat box which feature you are looking forward to the most, and if you have any questions about the features, you can just drop your questions in the chat box and I'll be right with you. Again, my name is Faiz. Thank you for being with me today. See you next time. Bye bye.